Hello everyone and welcome to the Dev Chat. It's your host George and we are here at ETHCapeTown with Sean from Maker. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, my name is Sean Brennan. I'm a senior developer and I do technical partnerships with MakerDAO. I joined about a year and a half ago after a hackathon, the ETH Waterloo hackathon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been with Maker since.
Yeah, what do you do these days? Like, what are the things that you're actively working on?
So I'm working on basically prototyping new ways to integrate DAI for some either developers that have ideas and come to Maker say, hey, like I need a little bit of technical help with this, or some major companies actually will reach out and will help these companies integrate DAI, either crypto companies, and now we're starting to get into non-crypto companies too.
Yeah. What is the most common thing that you coded recently? Is it like an integration with the Maker Series 20 token, or is it like a subsystem that is just on top of Maker? What is the most common thing that you're developing these days?
Yeah, so it's not so much the smart contracts of Maker. It's not the Solidity contracts. It's more how to interact with the Maker smart contracts that are already out there. So the ways to do that are basically through Web3, different kinds of accessing Web3, and then to help with that, we created our own JavaScript library called DAI.js, which is basically an easy way for developers from like these companies to start to work with DAI or other ERC20 tokens or the Maker CDPs.
This is very interesting. What things can you do with DAI.js? Like, is it like opening CDPs with it? Is it like closing it? What can you do with DAI.js?
Yeah, so you can do all the things that you can do on the UI.
All right.
You can open CDPs, close them, basically all the interaction with CDPs. It is hooked up to some of the DEXs, and so you can do trades through this JavaScript, just the library. And then you can transfer tokens around, so you can just basically an easy way to access sending and tokens to anybody.
So instead of what I would do, like personally would do Ethers, like just going and placing the APIs, connecting with the contract, opening a new CDP, or just transferring stuff. You can basically now easily do this with DAI.js when it comes to DAI.
Right.
All right.
For our system, and so instead of going and finding our API and pasting it in, or even it's really good for like a local test chain.
Yeah.
It's set up for testing locally, where it'll deploy the Maker DAI system, like basically for you, and then set up the API, connect to it, and then instead of having to go through the Maker smart contract are notoriously
I've seen the architecture.
Hard to read. They're notoriously hard to read. Like they're set up very cleverly. They're short in lines of code, but the way it's written is a little hard to understand at first. And so
I love the variable namings. These are cool.
It's called we call it the fairy tale language. It's a little hard to learn for developers at first. So this is a way that kind of does that automatically for you, and you don't have to get into the guts of the smart contracts. To work with it.
First time that I was looking at it, I was thinking that it was obfuscated. So yeah, it's interesting. But after this, I saw an article that actually explained what each one of these is and why it should be named like this. So it was very, very interesting. All right. So my $1 million question to you is like, what in your opinion is like a tool or a concept or an interesting idea that is heavily underutilized, but has the potential to be like very powerful tool that something that every blockchain developer should have in their arsenal in order to drive like maximum efficiency or speed or security or whatever you think is important there.
Yeah.
Or maybe several of these.
Yeah. So what's on my mind are knowing. I think everyone should dabble at least and know how to work with. So the main like dApp deployments, like how do you just go from, hey, like there's this couple lines of Solidity, like I'll test this out, and how do you deploy that and test it out and iterate over it? There's obviously basically Truffle. There's Embark.
And Etherlime, shameless plug.
Etherlime. I think knowing how to do that and the differences between them and knowing like what's best for different situations is really good. I think we're seeing some basically advancements in how to build. I'll give a shout out to engine, ENJIN,
All right.
for making games on
Yes,
Ethereum.
yes.
It's basically an easy way to, they basically create almost like a state channel for you, so you can do many transactions per second. And we're seeing a lot of, you can build on, it's basically a very low level way to just create quick interactions between people, and it lends itself to games, but that's a very broad topic, and so I think developers could look into that.
Yeah. Have you played around with engine yourself?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Was this the one? Correct me if I'm wrong. Where you can actually remove a certain item from one game or convert it to a generic token, the ENJ token, and then actually move it into another game and have it used there? Was this the same thing? Yeah. It's extremely cool concept.
Yeah, that one's cool, and yeah, I think that's
all right.
Those are the cool ones.
Cool. Thank you very much, Sean, for your time. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to seeing you in the next conference.